So you're going to start with the door open, do your line, shut the door. He'll have a few beats there and then he'll come in and join you.
Here we are in Grimsby on the set of 3 Day Millionaire. We're cheating this area to look like an airport, and you can probably get away with it. A bit of CGI work in there. It's going well. We're into the last week now, and we're just oiling those wheels.
There's an aeroplane going across there with Budgie on it. I'm going to have you here, I'm going to shout action. There's going to be 5 or 6 beats. 3 Day Millionaire, it is all about the concept here in Grimsby in the 50s, 60s, 70s of the 3 Day Millionaires. And what the 3 Day Millionaires were, they were the trawlermen that would go out for 2, 3, 4 weeks at a time, and they'd come back to land for 3 days before going back out again to sea. And it was fisherman folklore that if you went back to sea with a coin in your pocket, your ship would sink. So what that meant is they had basically 3 days on land to blow it all.
The title 3 Day Millionaires comes from guys who went to sea and came ashore and had limited time, probably 3 days ashore, and they had a lot of money. They got paid very well for their when they got a lot of fish, and they'd have to spend it really quickly. So they were like 3 Day Millionaires,
3 Day Millionaire was a very famous thing around here. It's less now because the trawlermen, there's less fishermen going out, so it doesn't happen as much, but our lads in the film are still hanging on to the fact that 3 Day Millionaire is a thing, and he's living in his dad's shadow, who used to be a famous 3 Day Millionaire, and he's trying to keep that going, but it's kind of died out, and you shouldn't really be doing it anymore, and he's living in the past, and he has to grow up.
We get told that the docks and everything are like being sold to big franchise and stuff like that. And my character Curly, basically he's a proper trawlerman. Like his dad was a trawlerman, his granddad was, his great granddad was. So his passion for it is really big. And obviously when he finds out that it's all coming to an end, he wants to fight for it, kind of thing. So, and there's a big heist as well that takes place.
Action!
The liquid on the floor is a lovely pile of vomit that he's just stepped into, which I believe is vegetable soup and sweet corn. I've literally just come home and realised there's a party that I didn't authorise happening in my house. So it's about to get angry.
So yeah, today we're filming at Budgie's mum's house. Budgie, I don't know if you can see him, he's over there, he's my right-hand man, played by Glen. And basically when we get off the ship, we go and treat ourselves to some nice suits and stuff, and then we decide to have a party. So we decided that we're going to do it at Budgie's mum's house, and she comes back and fucking bollocks us, and then we all get kicked out.
There's a boat down just near Grimsby Town Centre, which is the Ross Tiger, and that was a working trawler boat. It's now been turned into a museum, but literally everything is as it was. So it was the perfect scene. So yeah, we filmed there. You'll see when you see the film, we open on that film. But yeah, it's literally the dock. We pull in to dock, and then the film begins as we leave to do our 3 Days of Millionaire. But yeah, we did a couple of days on there. That was amazing, and the guy who works in the museum, he had so many stories, and men had died on that boat, and it was a really sort of special thing to work to be on what was a working trawler boat.
The biggest challenge about playing Codge is obviously, we're dealing with addict territory, so we're playing and speed amphetamine as well. So of course, on top of the performance, I'm portraying that, and that's very intricate. It's different levels of addiction where he is throughout the script, so that's been quite a challenge. I spent a lot of time working with a guy who was a speed addict for 19 years. So just getting the levels right really as well, because everything's very up and animated. And I remember auditioning, and it was at Jack's house with him, the casting director, and it was sort of one of these big talking to camera monologues. And I think I got the part because I said, let's go outside and do it. So we were walking down this this council estate in Wimbledon, just reeling off this monologue, and I think Jack we wanted to work with each other after that. He definitely wanted me in it. There was another role, and he kind of, that was kind of shaped to fit me in.
Copy that. Can I get all my artists back inside, please?
Exactly.
So we're using a Pro Mist and a variable ND, which is 2 polarizers back to back, so you can spin your neutral density.
Little house.
So we shoot everything wide open and try to be wide open on everything we can, and then we just bring the light back down.
Quite good.
Yeah.
We're all just kind of going at each other.
Yeah.
I'm going at the junior minister,
Yes.
having a go at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Sorry. Having a go at this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I'll shout Q, and that's when everyone starts turning.
Okay. I play Mr. G, or Mr. Graham, who is an employee of Mr. Barr. He used to be a trawlerman back in the day, but because of the fishing industry dying down, he's had to become a sort of corporate guy, but sort of lower down the ladder. He really despises that job. He's very proud of, you know, being from Grimsby and his kind of history and heritage, the history of the town. And yeah, when we meet him, his wife has left him. He's in a low place and quite a desperate sort of place, because he knows that there's all this money is coming in to the town, but it's going to change the whole landscape of Grimsby, which he's not for.
Now listen, I think this is disgusting. All you care about is your profits, right? And you politicians, you care nothing about Grimsby, the people, the history, the fishes. How is that a bit much? When you come up from fucking Richmond and you jump up to who do you think you are? You know nothing about this bloody town at all.
If we just pick it up from, and rest assured I can deal with the untimely planning issues at Whitehall. Thank you. Really good, that really helped the calling him out. I think you need to target them. Just give me one take.
Very impressive, Mrs. Devine. Yes. Apologies for the outburst.
Yeah, I play this guy, Mr. Barr. He owns the biggest sort of fishery processing place where a number of our characters work. And he's got schemes to redevelop and shut down the processing plant and develop a whole other kind of residential shopping. But he also talks about having, you know, fish processing there as well as a kind of an anchor of the place. But it's a big new development, and everybody's kind of very worried about it. It's going to change the whole sort of nature of the place. So he's sort of a bit of a baddie in that way, you know. He's people don't trust him.
That is a model of future Grimsby. So Kelly Devine, who's the lady that's going to be pitching the whole concept, has built this model. She's a retail park emporium developer. Wants to tear down Grimsby's docks and change it into a big retail park, basically. And that's what she's pitching in this meeting. This is a handcrafted model by our wonderful art department, Dave and Errol, of the future vision of Grimsby. Now this is Ross House, this is real, and then the rest of it is kind of like a big campus of accommodation things. I'm not quite sure what that is, some sort of promenade. These are the old docks. Little pontoon there, little people, little racing cars.
You know, with good writing especially, I always find that you don't need to do a great deal of kind of digging and researching and I mean, it's kind of there on the page, and you play. It's like a musician with great music, you know. You play the notes, and it will sound good, hopefully.
The term comedy drama I hate, because it's kind of a lazy way of saying it's not dramatic and it's not funny, so we'll kind of put it somewhere in the middle. Whereas this, I think, or I hope, will be funny and dramatic. So it definitely has balance of both, and you know, you've got the kind of crime element as well. It's not trying too hard to be a comedy, you know, whereas Destination usually was. You know, this is far more kind of subtle, and you know, the funny bits come from the characters' kind of inability to see that they're quite funny.
Been brilliant, mate. Yeah, really enjoyed it. The weather's been great as well, for saying what sort of time of year it is. It's been nice. Great cast, great crew, and a great script, man. Just really enjoyable.
So it's funny, it's heartwarming, beautiful performances, and hopefully this will be one of those films that people sit down as a nice family, because it's one of those films that, you know, you get together as groups of people and you really enjoy it.
We have an announcement. Sam has an announcement for everybody.
Just on behalf of the cast, for everyone's hard work, we've just got a nice green van hide for the day, so after lunch, go and help yourself to whatever, and it's on us. Thank you everyone for your hard work. We love you!
Legend cast.
Thank you for all your hard work.
The best cast ever done, man.
And they've got vegan ice cream as well, so don't worry. Cheers, man.
Well, we're all getting paid millions for this, so... Fucking legend, mate. Thank you. Don't tell anyone.
And I'm glad to see...
That's amazing. No, such a good idea.
Hey,
come on.
Come on. I'm going to put it all over your face.
Yeah.
Do the tongue thing. Do the tongue thing. Did you capture that?
I'm just graduating.